I swear on my grandmother's best wrapper, what I'm about to tell you happened in Lekki Phase 1. And if you don't believe me, go and ask the corpses themselves. Sister Ngozi Amaka Blessing, yes, all three names were necessary for this story, was not your ordinary mortuation. No, no, no. While other mortuations in Lagos were busy complaining about NEPA taking light and making their freezers warm up, Sister Ngozi had different concerns. You see, every evening after her colleagues had gone home to fight traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge, Sister Ngozi would remain in the mortuary, armed with her phone, her portable speaker playing Flavor's latest hits, and an interesting habit that would make even the ancestors raise their eyebrows. She would talk to the corpses. "Ah, Mr. Johnson," she would say, adjusting the sheet over a particularly well-dressed body. "Look at you, sharp, sharp, even in death. Your wife did you well with that suit. Armani, Abi, not that Abba made in Italy type." But talking wasn't Sister Ngozi's only crime against mortuary professionalism. Oh no, this woman, this audacious woman, would do something that would make you spit out your zobo in shock. She would kiss them. Yes, you heard correctly. Kiss them on their cold, lifeless lips. And not just a quick peck like you're greeting your uncle at Christmas. We're talking full, lingering, I've been watching too many telenovelas type kisses. Now, before you run to report her to the Mortuary Association of Nigeria, if such a thing exists, let me tell you how this whole wahala started. The beginning of madness. It all started 3 years ago when Sister Ngozi's boyfriend, Emeka the Heartbreaker Okonkwo, dumped her via WhatsApp status. Not even a direct message, a status update that said, "Sometimes you have to let go of what's dead to make room for what's alive. New number, who dis?" Sister Ngozi cried for 3 days straight. Her tears could have filled a Legushi beach. Her mother called from the village, saying she felt a disturbance in the force. In her spirit. "My daughter," her mother said over crackling phone connection, "that man has finished your destiny. You must go and see Prophet Joshua in Mushin." But Sister Ngozi didn't go to see any prophet. Instead, she developed what the psychiatrists would later call an unconventional coping mechanism, and what the rest of us would call, "Sister, you need serious deliverance." She reasoned, and I use that word very loosely, that if living men were going to break her heart, then dead men couldn't possibly do worse. Dead men don't cheat. Dead men don't ghost you. Ironic, isn't it? Dead men don't spend your money on small girls in Lekki. "These ones," she would say, gesturing at the rows of covered bodies, "these ones are faithful. They can't run away. They can't lie. They are the perfect men." Somebody should have called a psychiatrist right then and there. But this is Nigeria. We mind our business until the thing becomes unbearable. The daily routine of madness. Every evening, like clockwork. And Lagos people know we don't joke with our routines, even mad ones. Sister Ngozi would begin her, let's call it her devotion. First, she would check which new clients had arrived. Fresh arrival," she would exclaim like she was receiving guests for Wambe. "Welcome, welcome. Sorry about your condition, but you are in good hands now." Then she would assess them. Not for cause of death, no, for attractiveness. This woman had standards even in her madness. This one, too old. This one, his mouth is open like he died arguing with Lasma. This one is correct. Look at that jawline. Even death could not spoil your handsomeness. After selection, she would bring out her makeup kit. Yes, her own personal makeup kit, and touch up the corpse's face. Foundation, powder, a little lip balm to prevent dry lip syndrome, as she called it. Then with Flavor crooning "Ada Ada" in the background, she would lean in and plant a kiss that would make their ancestors turn in their own graves. But wait, it gets worse. She would position herself next to them, take selfies and save them in a phone folder labeled "My Faithful Ones." Over 200 photos, each one more disturbing than the last. "Smile for the camera, darling," she would say, holding up the corpse's cold, stiff hand. "I know you can't, but it's the thought that counts." The day everything scattered. Now, every good Nigerian story has a day when wahala reaches maximum capacity. For Sister Ngozi, that day was a Tuesday. because even calamity follows Lagos traffic patterns. A young man named Tunde had been brought in after a motorcycle accident. Handsome fellow, even with the bruises. Sister Ngozi's eyes lit up like NEPA just brought back light after 1 week. "Ah, this one is VIP, oh," she announced to the empty mortuary. "First class, executive treatment." She did her usual routine, makeup, music, positioning. She leaned in for her customary kiss, her lips inches from Tunde's face when Tunde coughed. The man was not dead, he was in a coma. Sister Ngozi screamed so loud they heard her in Aja. She jumped back, knocked over her speaker. Flavor was singing Golibe, very appropriate for the situation, and crashed into a tray of surgical instruments. The commotion woke Tunde up fully. The man opened his eyes, saw Sister Ngozi hovering over him with lips pursed and makeup in hand, and screamed too. "Ghost, marine spirit, my village people have found me." "You are alive, you are alive." Sister Ngozi was speaking in tongues now, both from shock and relief. "Why were you about to kiss me? Where am I? Is this heaven? Why does heaven smell like formaldehyde?" The whole mortuary descended into chaos. Tunde, still disoriented, stumbled around in his hospital gown. Sister Ngozi, realizing the gravity of her near miss, started praying in 7 languages, including 3 she didn't know. The night security guard, attracted by the noise, burst in, thinking armed robbers had finally come for the mortuary gold. What gold? We are still trying to figure that out too. "What is happening here? This corpse is alive. That's not a corpse, that's Tunde from my street. Someone call a priest. Someone call a doctor. Someone call SARS." Old habits die hard. The aftermath that broke the internet. By morning, the story had spread faster than jollof rice at a wedding. WhatsApp groups were on fire. Lagos mortician caught kissing corpses. You won't believe what happened next. The hospital launched an investigation. Sister Ngozi's colleagues finally revealed what they had known, but were too afraid to report because Nigerian, I don't want wahala culture. "We knew," said Biodun, a fellow mortician. "We just thought maybe it's her way of grieving. You know how heartbreak can affect people." "I once caught her singing 'I will always love you' to a corpse. But me, I mind my business. Lagos has taught me well." Sister Ngozi was immediately suspended pending psychiatric evaluation. But in true Nigerian fashion, she became an accidental celebrity. Memes flooded the internet. When he says you want a ride-or-die chick, but you take it too literally. Nigerian girls and shakara, even dead, they can't escape. Sister Ngozi standards. Alive? Next. Dead? Come here, baby. Radio stations started calling her for interviews. A Nollywood producer offered her a movie deal titled Kissing the Dead Naturally. A pastor claimed he saw her situation in a vision 3 years ago, but didn't want to be the one to say it. The redemption arc, sort of. After 3 months of therapy, medication, and what her psychiatrist called intensive grief counseling with a side of reality checks, Sister Ngozi emerged with a new perspective. She gave an interview to the Punch newspaper. "I was lost," she admitted. "Heartbreak pushed me to a very dark place. Literally, I was walking in a mortuary. But I've learned that healing doesn't come from avoiding life by embracing death. It comes from accepting that living people, with all their flaws, are still better than, well, corpses." The interviewer asked the question everyone wanted to know. "Will you return to mortuary work?" Sister Ngozi laughed, a genuine, healthy laugh. "My dear, those corpses have seen enough of my drama. I'm going into event planning. At least at parties, when I kiss someone, they can kiss back." As for Tunde, the man she almost kissed while he was in a coma, he recovered fully and wrote a book titled How I Woke Up to Find Love, or something like it. He now gives motivational speeches about second chances and the importance of checking vitals properly. The mortuary installed new procedures. All bodies must be confirmed deceased by 3 separate doctors before admittance. They also banned personal speakers and phone photography. And Sister Ngozi? Last we heard, she is happily dating a very much alive IT professional who makes her laugh and whose posts she checks regularly, just to be sure. The end. Moral of the story: if you are heartbroken, get therapy, not get creative with corpses. And if you see Sister Ngozi at your next event, don't worry. She only kisses the people who can consent now. P.S.
This story is fiction, but we all know Nigeria could make it reality. Share it with someone who needs a laugh today, preferably someone alive.